when you get up in the morning, you have some sort of routine, I assume. You don't just get up and start running at the wall.
Every day feels like getting up and running into a wall, yes.
You get up, you take a shower if that's what you do, you get dressed.
I take my shower at night.
You fucking disgusting human being. Get dressed, take whatever, you do all your stuff, and then you go out the door. And you have that brief moment where you sit there and go, do I have everything I need?
No, not anymore.
Oh, well, good for you. Because I do that every morning. I stop. Do I got my badge? Because I need to get a badge to get into the building at work.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Yeah. Do I have my wallet? Do I have my keys? Do I have my phone? Blah, blah, blah. All that fun stuff. And it's, it's fucking spring, but you wouldn't think it because it's still like 20 degrees when I leave in the morning. But this morning, I forgot to put a coat on. Like I've had to put a coat on every time I go outside for the past, 4 months.
So you put a coat in your car?
No, because it's cold when I go outside. And then I have to take the coat off when I get home. And then if I'm going someplace I'm not getting in my car, I have to go get the coat from my car. It's really inconvenient. I can leave the coat by the door, and it's a check-in, check-out system. It works. But I forgot the coat this morning. I don't know how I did it.
How do you forget the coat?
I don't know. I walk downstairs because I live in an apartment, so I walk down 3 flights of stairs inside.
Did you step out the door and I'm like, I'm fucking cold?
Yeah, I walked outside. I'm like, man, it is really cold out today. And I'm like, why don't I have a coat on? What happened? And I'm like, do I go back up the stairs to get the coat? And the answer is no. I'd gone too far at that point. I was just going to get in my car and go to work. So, and then it snowed and I had to brush my car off without any fucking coat. It's a bad day, I think is what we're getting at. That's probably why I'm sick all the time is because I don't remember to wear a fucking coat.
You fuck. But no, the usual stuff I usually carry on me is my wallet, my phone, and my keys. That's usually what I have on me every day.
Yeah, you don't do that little, feel yourself up?
Well, I check if my wallet's there. That's about it.
What about your keys? Or if you don't have your keys with you? You ever locked yourself out? It fucking sucks.
No, I haven't, actually. Because it's not like a key to get into it. It's a door combination.
Ah. See,
even though I looked up the one that we have online, if you pop the cover off, you can definitely tell which numbers are being pressed.
Oh, yeah. You can do it with all that stuff. Which buttons are worn? It's real easy.
Or that too, yeah.
The last time I locked myself out, rather, I had taken my car to get some work done to it. And I gave them the keys so they could work on the car. And they're like, hey, it's going to be 4 or 5 hours. Do you want, we can have somebody drop you off at your apartment if it's not too far from here? And it's 2 miles away. We'll have somebody drop you off down there. And they'll come pick you up when the car's ready. I'm like, yeah, sure. Didn't think to grab my keys from them. So they drop me off and I walk up to my apartment door. And for some reason, I decided to try to open it with my badge. I'm like, nope, this isn't right. That's not how that works. Put my badge back. I don't have any keys. What do I do now?
Jesus. I'm locked out forever and ever. I can't get back inside.
Luckily, it was really nice out, so I just hung out on the communal patio. But, yeah, I'm just like, guess I'm not going inside. So that was a good time.
Did I ever send you that YouTube account, regular car reviews or whatever?
Yeah. Where your reviews 98 Toyota Camrys?
Yeah, just regular-ass cars. Literally what the YouTube title calls, but just, does it in the weirdest way possible.
I did see the one that, that guy fucking, I don't know if you sent it to me, but he replaced the buzzer, the thing that goes ding, ding, ding when you have the door open with fucking Toto's Africa.
Yeah, I sent that to you.
It's great. That's what
I want to do that to my car now.
Those are the kind of pro-level car mods I'm into.
Pro as fuck.
On that note, welcome to the To Be Decided podcast, where the uneducated, uninformed... I forgot how I was going to do this intro. I probably should have written it down. I had a whole bunch of words that started... I had a whole bunch of words. They started with the words un. It rhymed. I was going to insult you in some way. And here we are now. Let's talk about Daisy.
So wait, you were going to insult me or insult the audience?
You.
Well,
I like the audience. They choose to be here.
Good point. Anyways, what about DayZ there, sir?
Well, DayZ's going to be revamped, relaunched. I don't fucking know. They're getting a new engine.
Again?
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah. Because technically, DayZ was built on its own engine, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, it was like Arma 2. It was the Arma.
Yeah.
I remember
it was a mix between Arma 2's and Arma 3's engine, which is already a cobbled together mess.
I forget what Arma's engine is. It's called like virtual something.
It's
dumb.
Something. You keep going, I'll look it up. You keep going, I'll look it
up. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it was whatever engine, virtual battle fucking dick 2.5. But it was right.
It's real virtuality, by the way.
Real virtuality. There we go. Real virtuality 2.5. But it was like
I'm sorry,
it was between the time of Arma 2 and Arma 3 coming out. Or Arma 2 being released, Arma 3 coming out. So like,
yeah,
hey,
they use like a half mix of both.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we could do all this cool shit in Arma 3. We could do like half of that cool shit in DayZ now. We have volumetric clouds now, yay. But now they're releasing a new engine, which I don't know what it would be. It may be the...
Joe, you forgot about the tree update, though.
Was that an actual thing?
That was an actual thing.
Of course it was.
And there was literally dev blogs about trees. And what this tree is, why this tree's in the game, because it's actually indigenous to this area. And it's like, I don't think we need to go this in-depth about trees.
It's the little things that make a game, though, Protag, isn't that what you always say?
Yeah, but it depends on the little things.
It's the trees that make the game.
It isn't. Well, it is. It's the trees that make my game not want to work.
That's fair.
Just kidding. It's just the engine itself, because we don't know how to fucking make an engine work.
Do you remember in Arma 2 how really poorly bad
optimized?
Well, yeah, but the really bad anti-aliasing that would happen on trees, so it just always looked like the trees were snow covered.
Yep.
That was cool. The good old days.
And then I think people like, I'm trying to think of the right term to use, but I'm pretty sure people exploited that happening to make winter maps for that shit. Yeah, you can do that. I can see that working. Hey, if you want this map to look wintry, just turn your graphic settings down. Mild tangent here. I remember, Fable, right? The game Fable. Are we talking about the first one exactly, or? Yes, the first one. Okay. Specifically the first one and the expansion pack that came with it. Way back yonder. 2008 maybe? 2000, probably about 2008. Anyways. A friend of mine found a copy of this at a thrift shop. We were like 13 at the time. Finds a copy of it at a thrift shop, brings it over to my other friend's house, because my other friend has his own computer because he's a badass. Except it's like a really crappy, like, E-Machines from 95. It's running Windows XP barely. And we're like, we're going to load Fable up on this bad boy. And we load Fable up, and it actually runs decently well. And I'm like, man, this is a really pretty winter environment, because the ground is just completely white. It's all snow-covered. And then, whatever. For like 3 more years, I thought that Fable was a game that took place in a winter environment until I bought it for Xbox and realized, no, that game takes place in the summer. My friend's computer is just so shitty, it couldn't load the ground textures. Oh my. That just sounds like the DayZ game in general. Like, you just can't load sometimes. So yeah, that was my experience with Fable. It doesn't say a whole lot about what kind of stuff is going to be included in this update. Probably just optimization, supposedly. Well, optimization, content, and features. So from what it sounds like, this is going to be the last big update the last big update in general. They're going to throw everything in there, and then up until 1.0, it's just polish from there on out. I think the problem is with them thinking that they're going to recoup like people or maybe make more money off the game is that they don't realize that DayZ's name has been dragged through the mud already. They really should have just stopped a long time ago. I don't even think it's that so much. I think it's just that particular fad. DayZ also, it's turning into the new Half-Life 3. But we just got a playable version of it. DayZ created a fad, and also that fad has now gone past. Like, they killed it and started it at the same time. I don't know that they killed it, but yeah, the open world survival. They were one of the main benefactors that killed it. I would say like
I would say Steam Early Access killed it, if we want to get down to it. The just plethora of zombie games where you punch trees.
What was the first game that was Steam Early Access?
What was DayZ actually the first?
It was one of the first.
One of the early ones?
Yeah.
No, I think it's just the actual, like, say what you want. It's a game, it works.
Yeah, I'm not saying,
which is,
like, well, works in quotations.
It's better than some of the other stuff you can get from Early Access. Well,
is there even anything to do in the game yet? Have they added things to do other than get off a coast without dying?
Not that well, you don't spawn on coasts anymore.
Okay, what's the point of the game now?
I don't remember. Like, it's been a while since I played it, but yeah, I don't think so. I think it's still just loot, rinse, repeat. Which I think is the other issue. There's a video that broke it down really well. And it's like, well, in
one of the
DayZ,
big things, like, in the beginning, because I remember this, because Dean Hall, I went and saw it, like, when Dean Hall was still there and talking about it, whatever, back before he, just flew away from the company and leaving it to die, pretty much. The whole thing of he wanted base building. He wanted you to be able to, like, run through a building and, like, throw chests down or something in front of a door so a zombie can't chase you, or if someone's chasing you with, like, a hatchet or something. Like, he had all of that planned out, and nothing of it is showing at all. And if they're saying that, if this is only, like, a tech update, and they're saying nothing else is being updated, then I don't see DayZ being worth it.
Well, tech and features. And all that stuff involving features.
But that's the problem. They're not saying that of what it is.
It may be that the new engine allows all that stuff to happen, because I think you and I have both done light development in the Arma engine, and can you imagine any way to make any of those things work? I mean, base building, okay, that one's pretty easy, but any sort of, like, dynamic furniture movement is just gonna be a fucking mess.
You'd be surprised what I've seen people do. I've seen a lot of crazy shit nowadays.
But also remember, when you're making missions for a closed group, you're in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
Not a super controlled environment. In DayZ, you have to make a feature that works all the time, no matter what, because there's going to be a billion different ways that people are trying to do it. Where in a standard armor group, I can say, hey, you know what? This mission is going to go this way. You have to go to this town, and you're going to attack this building. And, oh, hey, I can, if I want to make a door that gets blown open, I can script it so a specific door gets blown open. Hey, I need to create a list of variables to find all of the doors and make them be blowable, openable.
Blowable, openable.
So, but yeah. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe their fancy new engine, which I still don't know what it is, will do all the things we've ever dreamed of. But yeah, there's a video somebody made that I think broke down why DayZ standalone doesn't work as a game, not on any technical level, compared to the mod. And one of the things they said is, well, in the mod, there are all these different spin-off mods on different maps, and you could have different mods or different, like, features like base building, or you could have more of a fucking PlayerUnknown's Battleground even type experience, because that's where PUBG started as an Arma mod, and that kind of stuff. And then in DayZ standalone, you get one very specific type of experience. Like you said, you spawn and you try not to die, and then you die, and then you start over again. There's no further aspiration, and there's no player-driven story, which I think kills it. So, but you can force people to drink bleach.
I guess. That's, like, one of the only things, really, that you could do.
God, that was so amazing when it came out. Fucking DayZ standalone. What are we going to do? Oh, we're going to tie some people up and force feed them bleach.
Yeah!
You played DayZ mod, right?
I have 89 hours. 89 hours I can never get back.
In DayZ mod or DayZ standalone?
Standalone. I don't know how many I have in mod. That had to be, like, in the amount of time I played the mod, years. But, I mean, I, like, played it for, like, 3 years. But total time, I have no idea, because that's, like, lost to the abyss. Those days I don't miss.
So to answer the fucking question, you played DayZ mod, right?
Yes, a lot.
Okay, there we go. Do you have any particular memorable moments?
From the mod itself?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's been a long time, dude. One
of the ones that always sticks out for me is there was DayZ RP.
Of course, you won that one.
Oh yeah, I loved it. See, it was great because it had very specific rules about when you could and couldn't kill people. So it forced you to have a player-driven story. It wasn't, hey, I walk into town and get shot. It's,
hey, wait, this isn't from the mod. This is from the main game. You're lying.
No, this is DayZ mod.
I think the mod had RP.
Oh yeah, I did. I played it. Arma 2 mod. I think that whole community is on Arma or DayZ standalone now, but which is a shame for its own reasons. But I guess my two favorite things about DayZ RP mod is they had these safe zones, and you could like just go there and hang out with other people, and that was always entertaining. 'Cause just interesting shit would happen. Because there's also rules around like people could take over these safe zones and have little coups and shit. But a very particular moment that stood out to me was me and my friend were playing, and we had a car, and we were at this airfield. So we parked the car in a hangar, kind of in the back. I mean, you could still see it, but just not from as far away. And I'm like, all right, friend, you're gonna stand out over here and just tell me if anybody comes. I'm gonna go check all the regular loot spots, see if I can get us some cool stuff. And we were so smart as to come up with a code word. I think our code word was Bob. So if we said Bob, it's any sort of situation that meant danger.
That's when you have like the one actual guy who named his character Bob, and you're like, fuck.
Like, what do we do? But anyway, I'm in this airfield, and he's like, "Hey, Joe, come back. There's a guy here." I'm like, all right. This guy's like, "Hey, you should give me that car. It'd be cool, right?" I'm like, "Hey, no." And we're cornered in the hangar now with our car, which is not smart. But we're in the back of the hangar. This guy's standing in front of us, and one of his buddies kind of walks in front of the doorway to the hangar. So there's one guy kind of silhouetted out there, and I can see him. We're talking to this guy. And then there's two guys standing in the hangar door. And then there's 4 guys standing in the hangar door. And then there's 10 guys standing in the hangar door. So it's me and my buddy. And I think we each had like submachine guns. 10 guys. And then an 11th guy standing right in front of us. And the conversation becomes much less cordial. It becomes much more, hey, you're going to give us that car and everything you own, and maybe you'll live. Well, that wasn't any fun. So, I said something dumb. I'm like, hey, why don't, or it escalates quickly. I'm like, he's like, all right, drop your guns, blah, blah, blah. You got like 10 seconds to comply. And I'm like, hey, our friend Bob is going to be here in a moment. And what I'm expecting to happen is my friend to shoot the guy closest to him. I can shoot the guy closest to me. And then I've got a grenade, and I can throw that out the door, make them disperse, get in the car, and fucking gun it, right?
Yeah.
No, my friend was a pussy, and I'd already put down his gun and surrendered.
Oh, Jesus.
I shot the guy in front of me, and immediately just got blown away by the 10 guys in the doorway.
And let me guess, your friend lived because he dropped his gun.
No, they executed him. So yeah, that's my most memorable experience in the DayZ mod.
I can't really think of any, and that's kind of weird.
For
as much as I played it, I don't remember much.
You're starting to get senile. It's happening.
Probably. Either that or I've kind of kicked out all those memories and been planning them with different ones.
What was your flavor of DayZ mod?
The Malsk, actually.
I never liked Malsk.
I did. Because I mainly liked the whole storm feature that they had in it. The same thing that's in Stalker, the fucking EVP storms and shit like that, where you can get knocked unconscious and lose a lot of blood, shit like that. Then they had bloodsuckers on the map, too.
Yeah, that didn't do a whole lot for me. I just liked zombies and killing people.
But now you got more.
Oh, boy. Anything interesting happened in DayZ Standalone?
No.
No. Just now.
Because I played it all in, like, the very early days, and then I just stopped playing it because I did not like it anymore. It was mainly during the times of, hey, there's someone shooting at you, but you can't tell because there's no sound effects coming from anyone else because we don't know how to make a game. So, same. My buddy next to me is shooting a rifle. I can't even tell. there's someone shooting a rifle at us from like across the way. I can't even tell. And then there's like 2 other people shooting the Enfields. I can't even tell.
Can't tell. The only interesting thing I ever have and this is where it kind of breaks down, because even I played DayZ RP on standalone, and it wasn't interesting because you couldn't do base building or anything like that. So it's just the bland
pretty much
experience.
What's the point?
Yeah, it was the bland experience, except you couldn't kill people on site, so whatever. But the only interesting thing I ever did in DayZ, which everybody did, was you capture somebody, you tire them up, and then you force feed them weird things like bleach or rotten fruit. And then it's like, okay, cool. Or you take their pants and then make them run away. It's like, that's fun for 10 minutes. And I can't even like point out a single memorable time that happened. It's like, hey, we did that stuff for a bit. Oh, but I do know that you can get a Crusader helmet. Like a helm. Fucking helm. I got one of those once.
Jesus, they actually added something like that. That's weird.
I don't know if there's a great sword, but at some point I wanted to be a knight because that'd been cool. Do you have a transition?
I don't. Trying to think of one.
So moving on from one game in fucking early access to the next one.
Well, technically only one's really in early access.
They're both in continued development.
But Elite Dangerous came out of early access a long time ago.
Fair.
So anyways, this is pretty much going to be Elite Dangerous versus Star Citizen. We're pretty much just going to talk about that for now.
Oh, boy. Good transition, bud.
So, Joe.
Hold on. Hold on. I want to pull up my Star Citizen account. Just,
so you can feel sad about yourself?
Yeah, I want to give everyone a no bullshit assessment of how much I believed at one point. Man, that guy...
I believe.
There is... they changed their website, and there's a really low-res video of a guy's face. I don't understand.
It's because that's all their money is going to, not that. It's going into somebody else's pockets.
This one guy... It's not even like a character's face, it's just a dude talking into the fucking camera. Not a good camera, either. I gave you so much goddamn money. Can't you afford a good webcam?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I want to see what my
I like the one meme picture out there. It's like fucking the one main dude with like some lady, and he's like, do you think we can ask for money? Yeah, no, probably like 2 more millions. And people are still buying into this game. They need to stop.
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah.
They're selling plots of lands that don't even fucking exist yet in the game. Like, if this game doesn't happen, people just invested money into nothing.
Fuck, I can't find...
And they should just go back to playing EVE Online.
There you go. I can't find the thing that tells me what my pledges are.
EVE Online, I played it a bit. I mean, if I were to actually put a whole lot of time into it, I think I would probably like it.
EVE Online scares me. I'll be honest. Here we go. Alright. So, is this the right one?
I don't know. Is it the right one?
I'm reading all the things that you get with it. Okay. It's close. I think the actual one that I have isn't available anymore. But I got a game package for Elite Dangerous I have the Constellation Andromeda. That's the ship I have. It cost me right around $300.
Can you even fly that yet?
You can. It's not a lot of fun. So I have full disclosure, I guess, I haven't played since the 3.1 alpha came out, which was supposed to be a big overhaul. Maybe it's fixed a lot of my issues with the game. But the last time I played, big issues I had were, man, I was supposed to be defending this. This isn't going well.
I took that off for you to defend it. There's no way to defend it.
Biggest issue I had was I would clip through the fucking ship all the goddamn time. So I would be flying at warp speed or whatever, and then just fall out of my fucking spaceship and it keeps going. So that was cool. The game performed like shit. It's gotten a little bit better. I mean, last time I played it, I was getting 30 FPS, but that's on a 1070 and... Well,
weren't they changing fucking engines too at some point too? They were going from Crysis to like Unreal.
I think that's what the 3.1 update was supposed to be. So like I said, that stuff may have been fixed. But in the earlier alphas, yeah, I was getting 20 to 30 at good times. It's still dipping into like 10s. On my i7 4790K and 1070 GTX. So that was cool.
Low end shit.
Yeah. My low end PC that is fucking built for VR.
Yeah. Good luck finding a new GPU nowadays. Fucking crypto things.
Fucking miners. But yeah.
That joke could be taken so many ways of what you just said.
As long as nobody clips it out to be like, just fucking miners.
Oh.
I like fucking miners.
So, Joe, which one did you play first? Elite Dangerous or Star Citizen?
Definitely Elite Dangerous. I also pre-ordered Elite Dangerous.
That one I'm not as angry of pre-ordering than the other.
I don't pre-order anymore, but back in the day I did. But yeah, Elite Dangerous. Now, to be fair, Elite Dangerous is always...
That's a lie, you pre-ordered Far Cry 5.
That's true. I've pre-ordered one game in the past 3 years. Actually, when did Fallout 4 come out? Because that's the game I pre-ordered before that. Anyway.
I don't remember.
I guess a breakdown of Star Citizen versus Elite Dangerous. Star Citizen is the dream game. Like,
that'll never happen because someone's ambitions are way too big.
If it ever works, it will be the best, and I'll love it forever. At this point, I don't think it's going to. I think when I bought my package, it was, I want to say 2012, and the game was slated to be released in 2014. It's now 4 years after that release date that was promised, and we have a alpha that is kind of playable, and I think there's like a little bit to do. You can walk around a space station. At this point, if Squadron 42 comes out, which is the single player component, and has a decent campaign, like it's supposed to have Mark Hamill in it, a bunch of decently named actors and stuff like that. Kind of pulling from Chris Roberts' other game, Wing Commander. If it can do that well, then, I'm happy. I'm not $300 happy, but I'm at least a little happy.
But the problem is if the single player costs, how much money did they make now?
Well, so...
Because, let's be honest.
Millions.
Once this game comes out, their sales aren't going to spike. This is their sales. They're
going to have to turn to MMO-style economy to support servers and stuff.
They don't realize how bad they've actually fucked themselves. Because all their money they're making right now and pouring into the game, they're not going to see come back.
I don't know what their plan is for that. I don't know how they plan on keeping servers up. But at this point, I've given up on Star Citizen Universe or whatever that is. That's the online MMO component.
You mean the one where you can buy plots of land? That's definitely not a Ponzi scheme.
Yep, that one. God, I don't know how anybody's still giving them money, to be honest. Like,
people are, and I don't know why. There's one dude that, like, Robert, what's his name, himself keeps visiting because he spent like $41,000 fucking dollars on the game. He keeps spending more. It's like, how are you spending more?
I get it. I know the dream. I feel it, but at some point you gotta cut your losses and say, you know what, I don't have enough money to make this work. I don't have enough money to personally bankroll this super ambitious project. And I think that's what it comes down to, is Chris Roberts is ambitious as fuck and doesn't know how to make it all happen.
Well, that's the other thing, because the other games he's had worked on, he wanted more in them, but like development studios had to tell him to stop. We can't waste this much money on a game that's probably going to hit a niche market, if that.
There was somebody to stop scope creep, and if you've ever worked...
Nobody's here to say no to him right now.
If you've ever worked on a project in business. I know, especially in IT, this is an issue, but scope creep is the number one thing that will make your project is a failure. Cause you start working on something, you be like, hey, you know what? We can add this little feature and it'll be great. Except, oh no, we need to build like a bunch of infrastructure to make this feature happen. And oh, if we add this, we can add this. And your project that's supposed to cost like $10,000 ends up costing $40 million, and it doesn't work because it's like just duct taped together. That's what this is to me. Like, it's going to come out, it's just going to be disjointed, and I don't know. Maybe
it was so up there in scope, but now he's realized that he shouldn't have done it at all.
Maybe they'll figure it out.
Have you heard of the main controversy over this game, though? Like, there's a bunch. Other than when they first started getting money, like off of
Kickstarter.
What? Yeah, did they use Kickstarter? Or did they use the other?
Yeah, they initially were backed on Kickstarter.
So yes, so there's the one of saying, hey, this game is going to get this money, and when it reaches this money, we'll come out with it in sometime 2014. It actually had a specific date in 2014. That never happened.
Nope.
So then the next one was on the main website. Once they closed the Kickstarter, they're like, hey, should we keep getting more money from you guys, or should we just stop and actually keep developing the game where we're at now? Nobody said no. A very small percentage said no, and a bunch said yes, so they kept giving them money. They should have just stopped. They should have came out with the game, and they should do what Elite Dangerous is doing, and slowly coming out with more things. But instead of, saying, here, just keep giving us more money. Here, we'll do, like, a fucking DLC pack or something, like Elite Dangerous is doing. And here's going to come out with this pack, but if you buy the pack, we're going to keep developing more things, and this is going to be coming more with the pack itself. Kind of like how the first thing to go was Horizons, and then you could land on planets. That was their first thing. Let alone it was very slow to start, and now we got more things along with this DLC pack now. Now we have multi-crew ships, and now you can actually have ships that carry other ships that people could fly around. It's very out there.
Yeah. So, like I said, I pre-ordered Elite, and, well, originally it was just going to be my game. Oh, this is going to be my holdover game until Star Citizen comes out.
I think that was for a lot of people.
Yeah. And honestly, I didn't like Elite all that much. And I'm still
Elite
kind of
get announced first? I think it did.
No, I don't think so. I think it was announced after. Okay. But, yeah, I bought it and played around with it, and I'm like, all right, that was neat. I kind of enjoyed it. But yeah, I just didn't care for it too much. And then, I didn't care for it too much. And then, Horizons came out, and I bought that. I'm like, this is all right. I can now land a buggy. And then they're like, hey, you can do multi-crew ships now. I'm like, all right. And like the biggest thing that's drawn me back into it is I have a VR headset now, and it is fucking amazing to play in VR. Like, it just blows you away. You've been telling me
it's been like a night and day difference.
Yeah, it's amazing. That has increased it, but also there's more to do. There's like the community goals now. We're fucking bounty hunting, and it's to build a fucking capital ship or something. I don't know.
I'm waiting for them to just turn into EVE and be like, here, players are driving the game.
Yeah, well,
because that's what EVE does. They're like, well, community will just do it.
That was my biggest issue. Is there's no way for any like player driven events to happen, and they're working towards that. In a couple months, or not in a couple months, I think it's later this year towards the end. The whole clans feature is supposed to come out, and you're gonna have clans. You can buy fucking carriers, and I'm super excited for that.
Stations.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you can get stations, but you'll be able to get carriers that act like mobile stations.
Yeah, we'll be using Skycore as a money bag for that one.
There we go. We have a friend who plays a whole lot of Elite. But yeah, so like, I'm super excited for that. I want to join a clan, and I want to go fucking have a war against some people, EVE Online style. I want to build lore. That's what I want to happen. Like we've talked about the fucking whatever wars, the Fountain Wars, I think, for EVE, right?
Yeah, that's old, but it's still known to this day.
Yeah, like, I think we did almost an entire episode on it, but like just the fact that players created a massive lore event in a game just always it just blows me away. It's not like, oh, the devs are like, oh, hey, we're gonna have this event. They're like, nah, fuck it, we're gonna fight each other, guys.
Whoever battles in this area.
Server.
Yeah, we're gonna battle for like this one area that just opened up in the game because it's so like resource heavy, but you know, it's in this one group space that already rules it, so now we gotta fight them to get it. And then it turns into massive multi-corporation battle in the one area. Not even just two, it's like this group who's allied with this group, but eventually backstabs this group and turns into this group.
Got fucking World War I Europe style treaty webs.
Yeah, and it just goes into nuts, and like corporations fall, like just dissolve, don't exist anymore because they don't have any money anymore.
Alright, so the one thing that the first time I ever heard about Elite, and I have no idea where I read about this, but it was an article, and it explained how this guy basically stole a bunch of money from people in Elite. He like created his own Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that one.
Got a shit ton of money and then just bought a massive fucking ship and fucked off. I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing that somebody can actually do that in a video game. I want this. Except Eve scares me because spreadsheets, but
yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm still kind of on the fence about Elite. I think we'll probably play it for a couple months and then I'll get bored of it and then come back to it in a year.
Yeah.
But in like 6-7 years, Elite will probably be my favorite video game because they've got a huge ass roadmap and eventually they're going to have stuff.
And the best thing is, unlike Star Citizen, they actually make their deadlines.
Yeah, there's actually something playable now.
Pushed back and pushed back and pushed back and pushed back.
They say, all right, in Q4 of this year, we're going to release Squadrons, which is the clan system. And I have no reason to think that's not going to happen.
Because they've been pretty good on their shit.
Yeah. If Chris Roberts came out and said, hey, Star Citizen comes out the next year, I'd be like, no, it doesn't. I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's like,
I have no reason to trust you right now. So, on that terribly depressing note of how I lost $300 and it broke my faith in the video game industry.
I don't really think we explained Star Citizen all well. We kept going on Elite Dangerous, which I'm okay with, because fuck Elite Dangerous. If you can't, Star Citizen. If you can't tell, we're very extremely biased against Star Citizen.
We're gonna get murdered by Star Citizen fans now, you know that, right?
Oh boy.
They're gonna find us. They're
I'm
gonna
okay
hurt
with
us.
that. If you want to know more, if you want to know more about what reasons why I hate Star Citizen, go watch Lord Mandalor's video on it.
Yeah, he did a very good video on like Chris Roberts and the history of him and
why he shouldn't be running video game companies.
Well, he did. All right, so he did the Wing Commander, and he did some other series of space games, right?
Yeah, he did all the Wing Commanders, and then he did. And what was the? It's a highly people like the game, but that's only because they had to mod the shit out of it to make it work.
I remember Freelancer, yeah. So he did both of those, and yeah, but yeah, it talks about like his history with scope creep and that kind of stuff, and how people kept him in check. I think,
but now since he's the one leading it, no one's keeping him in track.
He's the George Lucas of video games.
He's surrounding himself with yes people when he should really not be doing it.
Yeah, you should never surround yourself with yes people. It's a bad idea. You need somebody to tell you you're
someone
fucking
that'll
stupid.
Disagree with you.
Well, on that note, we're going to wrap up the show. You can follow us on Twitter at @tobedecided_pod. If you want to find Protag and murder him for his views on Elite Dangerous, you can follow him at...
No, just tweet me at the To Be Decided Podcast Twitter. I mean, I'll be happy that someone's tweeting at us for once.
Somebody talk to us, yay. You can call us there. You can check out our website, tobedecidedpodcast.com for show notes and stuff. You're going away. Next week is your last episode for a month. Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
next week will be the last episode. Actually, it might be the second to last. That depends. I might leave before then.
At some point in the future, you're going away for like a month. And I don't know what's going to happen. We're probably going to have some guest hosts, people that have been on the show before, people that haven't been on the show. I might just talk for 45 minutes. We'll see what happens. I was going to say, you'll just do a special of you crying for 45 minutes because you don't know what to do. I'm going to get real drunk and tape a microphone to my chest, and we're just going to see where the night takes us. You've done this before. Oh, yeah. Oh, we go. That could be one episode while I'm gone. It's just you releasing that footage. Just that audio. Just the audio of me drunk streaming something. Good times. You hear me throw up in the background. Well, thank you for listening.